I want to be a dance that we won't forget. I got so much dirt under my fingers, and I got cutting nerves that always linger. Oh, it takes so much strength, but darling, can we slip away? Started having fun, stop making sounds. No freaks like us, I won't ever get to have a second chance. We didn't have to run, we stopped feeling tense. No freaks like us are dying now for a second chance. All the respect that I feel I deserve is just ego talk. And when I expect anything at all, I know I gotta walk. I cut all my teeth for total strangers, keep searching for release, keep searching for bangers, play rock and roll song to heal the heart of a broken man. Started having fun, stop making sense. 'Cause freaks like us don't ever get to have a second chance. We didn't have to run, we stopped feeling tense. No freaks like us are dying now for a second chance. Muscles tighten, body fighting, planted feet. I'm not running, I think I'm running. Stay here with me. I'm scared of silence, I'm scared of violence. Touch, safe. Today I feel the love, today I am enough. Stay here with me. Keep it calm, lose the bomb, find the right way. Funny place, live with me, baby. Don't leave.
Welcome, viewers. A reminder that the world of darkness and its content is for mature audiences. Vampire the Masquerade contains some dark and potentially disturbing themes. If something is uncomfortable or triggering for you, you can always mute or leave or pause until you feel safe and comfortable enough to return. Now, this game is recorded in advance so that we can be in chat to discuss the game with you and answer any questions. I am your amateur storyteller, Corey, aka Unconscious Celestial, and these are our wonderful players. The city has gotten too crowded, and now there's only one way out. Follow the highway north, on past Barry, all the way to Sudbury. But stay on the lighted path. Never go beyond the Kine and their settlements, because out there, well, that's lupine territory, and they don't like us much. But whatever's in Sudbury, whatever's there, has pushed them out. And now, it's our turn. Not all darknesses are the same, and not all things frighten all people. You never know what's behind closed doors, or what secrets you may find. And who knows, if we're very lucky, the clouds may part and we'll see the stars. Coming this Saturday at 1 p.m. to Archives of the Dragon.
Hello, I am Ivy Raven, and I play Emma the Tremere.
Hi, I'm Coyote Lewis, and I play Hannah of Clan Gangrel.
I am Mickey Bear, and I play Lexi, the Toreador.
I am Wanhee, and I play Lilith of Clan Toreador.
And I am Spectre Alafet at most places on the internet, and I play Noor, Clan Kaitif.
And this is Sudbury by Night. It is common knowledge among kindred that they are only active when the sun has sunk beyond the horizon. They are doomed to never again experience firsthand the warmth and bounty of a spring afternoon, or forests loud and bustling with activity. Of course, a country kindred would know the sounds of a quiet forest night, but yet it is not entirely the same. Most older kindred would know about lupine and ghosts, but not all kindred know about other supernatural beings or the power that they hold. In these dark nights, knowledge truly is power. Rouse checks, please.
Got hungrier.
I'm hungrier.
I'm good for the evening.
I get hungry.
Okay.
I'm good.
What do you do upon waking?
I'm going to go to, forgive me, I don't think we ever got a name for Waverly's Bar.
Yes, so Waverly's Bar is called the Sanatorium.
Then I will go to the sanatorium, and I will find somebody and start feeding them drinks, and then take them somewhere and...
Okay. And this is, I'm assuming, before your interview shift.
Yes.
Okay.
I will wake up and see if I have a text about the documents that I had asked for, and if I got any, or if I need to go pick them up somewhere.
So Bert forwarded you the majority of the documents that you need. So now it just comes down to going through them.
So I will go ahead and start going through them, and then what I feel is important, I will try to send to Lexi.
Okay.
Assumption of competence, she would know just to file that at the, save that for a meeting we have at the compound.
Yes. Okay.
She wouldn't.
She wouldn't send it to Lexi. So Lilith would hold on to that information until, but you can text Lexi and say that I have some information. We should have a meeting.
I am going to wake up. I'm actually going to text my member of my herd to slake my thirst. I don't especially want to have to eat and then use power tonight, so I'm going to eat and move on. Rafi will drive me.
Okay.
My herd member knows me and knows what we're going to do.
Okay.
I was going to say, Emma's going to wake up. She's going to get all of her paperwork together because she has names for Lexi. And since she hasn't heard anything otherwise, and she's not necessarily super fond of just chit-chatting over text, she's going to get in her truck and she's going to actually head to the communal haven safe house place that people others have been staying at. So.
And Hannah.
I'm going to get up and start my normal kind of jog routine, but I will also be heading towards the compound.
Okay. Are you going to do exploring as well, or just straight there?
I'll probably just kind of do some basic observation on the way, nothing like super in-depth.
Okay.
Because I will head to the compound eventually, but I don't know where anybody is. I've spent the last week or so back in Mississauga, so I'm going to text Emma because I think Emma's the only person I have a phone number for currently. And the text will read, "You'll never guess what Charlie is."
A bouncing baby girl.
What are we? Is the group meeting somewhere? Because I really probably shouldn't text this.
I'm just going to respond to Nor and say I'm personally heading to the hangout spot. Or
Great.
Yeah.
I'll tell you when I get there. That's all. I'll have Rafi drive me after I finish eating.
Okay, so Nora, Emma, Hannah, and Lilith are going to be meeting at the Haven. And Lexi, are you going with time? Are you just going to stay at the bar?
If it's Friday night, I'm going to send a text to Hannah and just say, "Got to work for a little bit. I'll text you when I'm available." And yeah.
Hannah will just respond with, "Okay, loser, see you later."
Okay, so Nora, Emma, Lilith, and Hannah, you are all at the Haven.
will drive up, knock on the door because it's not my haven, and it does belong to a baron that I refuse to swear allegiance to. So politeness counts.
When she knocks on the door, I will open the door and let whoever else is outside in.
Convenient timing.
Emma's going to probably show up last, so she was taking her time getting here. So yeah.
Yeah, I'll probably slip in at the same time as Noor getting there. So
Makes sense, timing wise.
Noor will turn to Hannah and Lilith and goes, I realized when I got back into town that I didn't have anybody else's phone numbers, which I'm still getting used to this whole idea. So, I mean, if you don't want me to text you, I completely understand, but it is at least a convenient way to coordinate things.
I'll share my number.
Great. I have a funny story. So, Charlie, who I insisted that the Baron do something about that hopefully wasn't death, right? We have a brand new baby Thin Blood on our hands.
Huh.
Which is somewhat more convenient than her being a brand new baby Sabat, at least for the people we handed her over to.
Yeah. As long as she stays somewhat hidden and is okay with, that.
It'd be amusing if she got the ability to walk in daylight.
Oh, I bet she'd be pleased.
Mm-hmm. Anyways, I just thought you'd be interested. Did I miss anything?
As you all walk in, I'll lead you to a table that I have in the living room with like the documents and start letting you all go through the documents. I've read some of them, but I don't. There's just a lot. So I might need help figuring out what we should use and what's just junk at this point.
Emma was probably pulling up as she saw the door close, so she's going to go up and kind of. She's going to, once she pulls up, she's going to give it a second, and then she'll get out and she'll go up to the door herself and test it to see if it's unlocked. And if it isn't, then she'll knock.
I left it unlocked.
Okay, so Emma's going to let herself in then and wander into the house, though. Upon entering, she is going to kind of start looking around with Sense the Unseen as she's kind of wandering through the house. So if she hears voices, she'll move towards them. So if they're like talking or whatever, she'll start moving towards those voices. But yeah.
Forgive me, what are these documents we're looking for? I know I was out of town, so why is there a mountain of paper?
They were documents that I had asked for about any important people that we could talk to about getting our plan figured out. And he sent me all of this. So
Fascinating.
So nice of him to share all of this.
I am going to sit down with the papers to see if I see anything interesting or of import to it. Is there a role you'd like me to do for that?
Probably intelligence and investigation.
Okay. Three successes.
Okay, so a few names stick out of more notable people, CEOs, some companies that would stick out.
Okay.
In the area. mining companies, machinery that would supply the mining company. Actually, you also find Waverly Sanatorium on there as well.
Okay. I'm going to start sorting the paper as I find them around people. So if I can find connections between them, it starts looking like a spider web of people as I try to figure out what I'm actually looking at, because I want visuals.
Yep. The Bell Mansion also comes up as well.
Okay. It probably will end up in its own little category since it doesn't have a person to connect it to.
Emma's going to wander in as the papers are around. Good evening, everybody.
Oh, you missed my announcement. You know what we brought back from that charming little walk in the park?
Like I said in the text message, I assumed it was a girl since...
A thin blood.
Ah.
Yes, which weirdly is somehow more convenient than her being a Sabbat that we randomly had to deal with. But also of note, her boyfriend, who is now happily deceased permanently, Zemiche.
What?
Oh boy. Well, I'm glad that I'm
Interesting.
not going back to Mississauga anytime soon, because I would prefer staying the hell away from the fiends. So
I don't hate the fiends as much as everyone else does. The La Sombra are much more bloodthirsty, and yet the Camarilla went, yes, join us. Very entertaining.
we all have our reasons for distastes, even in our undeath. So, yeah, I mean, you're welcome to your opinion. I'm just not a big fan of what they do. So, also, just so you know, I've been looking for what you asked me to look for. I haven't turned up anything yet. Well, okay, that's a lie. There was a coloring book on a dragon, but I figured that wasn't helpful, so I did not bring that with me.
Nor really laughs exactly like I'm laughing right now. It's okay. I know what I asked for is a little odd. And in general, most stories of dragons are, and it kidnapped the princess, and then the white knight came and killed the dragon. Or, depending on how far east you go, it becomes more spiritual and elemental. It was a long shot, but I was hoping.
Oh, yeah. No, I will keep looking. Plus, there's always other avenues for information gathering, since I haven't gotten out to different sources. I've just been going through what I have on hand. So, sorry, what?
I was going to ask you if you got up to anything fun in the last week or so.
No, not particularly. I'm just plugging away on this and that. I've got all kinds of jobs, quote unquote. Everybody wants a piece of Emma. So, yeah. Well,
if you need assistance researching, I'm not terrible at it.
Oh no, it's okay. It's mostly just going back through things, especially if I have something in mind that I think has what they're looking for. And some of the stuff is procurement, which means I have to actually travel, find a source, acquire products from said source. So it's a varying tiers of not even difficulty, just what I'm doing on any given night. So I also did get Lexi was asking for names, important people in the city.
Oh, so this mess I've made on the table is helpful to him.
I don't know. He wanted names of like city council members and stuff. He asked me when we were at the bar. So I got those for him.
Does anybody have his phone number? Because I cannot text him.
I'm pretty sure he's got ours, and I don't know. He was what was it? He was making lewd comments to the waitress or the bartender at the bar. So I'm sure he's probably doing his thing. So
yeah, he texted me that he was working at the bar tonight, so that we'll have to see him later.
Well, if you want to, you can take a picture of this if you want. This is the CEO of one of the mining companies. This is one of his suppliers, and you can see a certain amount of business transaction that's happened between them. This is some sort of house, maybe haunted. I don't know what that has to do with anything. This is some sort of agricultural supply, which is also very interesting because I think that they might have some connection to the mining company over here, but I can't quite figure out what. So if you want to take a picture of my stacks and give him a couple of names, well, I hope it helps him.
I did try to message him earlier and send him all this information, but he did inform me to wait for a better time. So I'm assuming he'll show up eventually. And
See, I loved inconveniencing the loud ones. It'd be very amusing to me to just roll up on his job and be like, hello, you asked questions, I have answers.
I mean, I could send him pictures, but with the age of my phone, they probably are
You should talk to Rafi.
a little
'cause
gross.
Rafi got my phone, unless you want to keep your phone, because
I tend to either lose phones or smash phones. So,
fair.
eh.
I'm sorry. Yeah, this house is just, I don't, it's been bugging me. There's a reason I don't stay here. No offense, Lilith. I'm sure the accommodations are very nice, but it's since it's not my own, I don't trust it. It's which is probably not very nice of me to say, but I just don't.
Oh, if anyone gives you shit about that, I will absolutely stand with you. I don't stay with other vampires.
No. If I'm not worried what anybody's opinion of me is. I have earned the right to not give a shit if somebody wants to disparage what I have to say about that topic. But no, it's
I mean, Emma, I agree with you, but it's my home for the time being. It is kind of creepy here alone, but
Did you figure out Did you figure out the billiard thing?
No, I kind of just totally forgot about it actually until
Emma, you're sensing unseen. There's nothing. There's no ghosts. No.
okay. Perfect. I mean, no offense. I took a cursory look on my way from the front door to here. I didn't see anything. I just think it's the whole you're in a house by yourself that's made for. How many rooms does this house even have? Just you can make up a
There.
number. No, I was asking Lilith. I'm just
there's like 15 rooms in this.
what the
Not
What?
quite. Total. There's about 6 bedrooms total.
And just for the fun of it, I sleep in a different one every night. Just spice it up a little bit.
I mean, if you're basically here by yourself, you might as well take advantage of it.
Yeah.
Lilith, in the couple of days that you've been there, you have probably done some exploring, yes?
Yes.
So by this point, you've probably figured out that in each of the bedrooms in the closet, there is also a secret compartment.
I don't think I would have opened them, but I probably would have made note of it.
Yeah.
And yeah. So I did discover something. In each of the rooms in the closet, there's a secret apartment thing. I didn't compartment. Yeah, sorry, secret compartment. I didn't take the time to actually open them or anything, but they're there.
Not feeling adventurous, Lilith?
Not when I'm alone. No.
Oh, but that's always the best because then you don't have to share your discoveries with anybody. Of course, if they blow up in your face, you...
High risk, high reward.
Yes, it's one of those things of if you find something really cool, then you don't have to share it necessarily. But no, I'm sure the Baron didn't booby trap the closets of his safe house. So why don't we? Okay, so tell you what, why don't we check out one of those closets, or why don't we go play some pool or something? I guess since apparently you guys are talking about a pool table.
Yeah, Bert said something about how we should play some billiards when we first checked out the house, and we didn't find anything weird with it, but meh.
Maybe he just wanted you to enjoy yourself, though. He is no, but he was playing video games. She just trails off.
Lilith, you would probably know that Bert can be a bit of a troll, so there's definitely something more to that statement. But whether or not you wish to try to figure out what he's trolling you about is totally up to you.
We're definitely gonna go see what he was trolling about. So I'm gonna look at Hannah and go, Hannah, so you wanna go check out the billiard room?
Yeah, I've been curious about it for the last couple of days. It's been randomly on my mind.
Wow. You invite Hannah, but you don't invite Nor or myself. I just feel
you can
left
come too.
out.
You can come too.
Are you sure you want me? I can go get back in my truck and drive back into Sudbury. I mean,
Emma, you're welcome to come. Nor is welcome to come as well. But you seemed interested about the compartment, so I was thinking. But if you want to check out the billiard room, that's fine as well.
I think a game of pool would be fantastic. It's one of the most dangerous games for us to play.
Did you know it was invented
Valid.
as far back as 1340? Although, admittedly, at that point, it was a little more of like a game of croquet on the table.
Learn something every night.
I don't think it became any less dangerous to us.
I'll just start heading downstairs.
Okay, so the four of you head downstairs to check out the billiards room, and going over to Lexi at the sanatorium with Waverly. Waverly is really impressed at just the speed that you go at. You take the drinks quick, you just seem to get it, and then the timing in between is just the whole time Waverly's just like staring at you. Just, what the heck? Like, just so impressed. So impressed.
Now imagine if I actually added in some vampire powers to that. I don't say that, I'm just...
No.
for the audience, if you will.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm, quick, accurate, and perfect pores all around. Unless Waverly wants to talk to me about something, I'm going to finish out my shift and then head to the compound.
Your shift probably goes on for about a couple hours. She doesn't want to keep you there the whole night. It is just a trial run. She's really impressed. So she does come up to you and she's like, hey, like, I'm prepared to offer you the job on the spot today if you are wanting to accept it.
Absolutely. This is my environment. It's where I shine.
Very obvious. Very obvious. I mean, I was pretty sure that it was going to go well given the drinks that you made earlier in the week, but you never know. Sometimes crowds trip people up, so.
I thrive in them.
That is very good to know. And she motions you to, there is someone else there working that night as well. So she motions you to step back into the back room so you can fill out some paperwork.
Mm-hmm. And I apply my mask to the paperwork, and I just look at her and I say, I appreciate you taking the chance. I know it's sort of a odd set of circumstances, but when you find something that you enjoy and that you're good at, might as well make a career of it. And
Definitely.
I really do enjoy this. It's fun, and getting people drunk is always a good time. So yeah, I'm not super worried about fitting in, if you will. Is there anything you have for me as far as information that's pertinent, anything like that? When do you want me to start? I can start tomorrow night.
If you want, I mean, I wasn't expecting you to start this soon. I was going to suggest you could give you a week to get, your stuff in order, and you can start next weekend.
Whenever you want me, I'm at your disposal, Waverly.
Okay. And she hands you a card with her information on it there's a number for her personal cell phone, and there's a number for the sanatorium as well. And an email for both.
Fantastic. Is there anything else you want of me?
No, I think that's everything, unless you have any questions for me.
No, seems fairly by the book, by the numbers. You're on a tight ship, and that's why I wanted to work here as opposed to any of the other places.
Oh, I appreciate it.
I appreciate people who do good work. So thank you for giving me a chance to be a part of this. But if there's nothing else, I will get out of your hair.
All right, you have a good night.
You as well. And I will hop in the why am I blanking on the type of car I have? Cadillac. And drive back to the compound. I'm assuming it's about 11 o'clock midnight.
Yep, midnight.
Okay.
At this
And
point.
it's given my state of inebriation, I'm going to go ahead and roll my drive roll.
Okay.
Let me just that is 2 successes to drive successfully back to the compound and not fuck it up. And once I'll pull in, and having already been invited in, I will enter into the compound and probably hear the clacking of billiards from below.
So before we have you arrive, I'm going to backtrack in time just a little bit. So during the time that you were enjoying your shift at the sanatorium, Emma, Lilith, Hannah, and Nord, what do you do when you get down to the billiards room?
I'm going to start just racking the balls up to start playing. There are some who might be slightly more investigatory minded than I.
Yeah, I was going to say, Emma's going to be looking around. She's actually not going to use Sense the Unseen or Oblivion Sight, but she's just going to just look around. I was going to say, are you cool with me rolling like a wits investigation?
Just a wits and awareness is fine.
That's not my better roll. That's why I wanted to roll with investigation.
That's fine. No, if you're rolling with yep, that's fine.
I mean, she's looking around for clues and
Yep.
stuff. That's my thinking. So, all right. Oh, hell yeah.
Woo.
4, 5, 6, 7 successes. Yeah, 7 successes.
Okay. Wow. So as you're looking around, in particular in the billiards room, you're just examining the chalkboard a little bit, and on the lip near the very back, there is a another button.
Okay. So I'm going to kind of be like meandering towards said button. And if they start playing pool or whatever, that's perfectly fine. I will probably give it like a minute of just kind of like continue looking around still before I push the button. So
Okay. The rest of the room is pretty normal. There's a lot of video games there. There's one of every console, even ones that are no longer in production, like N64 and GameCube and Wii, and I think there was even an Atari there too. The TV is brand new, no scuff marks, absolutely just awesome TV. So very clearly to Lilith, if Lilith were to notice this as well at all, definitely Bert's contribution to the house. Other than that, it's a normal game room.
well, after she's happy taking her look around, Emma's going to push the button.
You push the button,
Mm-hmm.
and the chalkboard is from ceiling to floor, and it just pushes open, so it kind of pops and just kind of like moves in a little bit, and there is a set of stairs into a sub basement.
Emma's going to push the chalkboard door thing open some more, but she's going to start going down. So
Okay. You go down into the room, down into the sub basement. It's kind of dark. It's definitely way more plain than the rest of the house. So the rest of the house was decorated. It just was very clean, not lived in feeling. This is like a bunker down here.
Upstairs from the bunker, Nora's like, I see our fondness for secret passageways has gone absolutely nowhere through the centuries. You know, it makes me kind of sad that the houses nowadays have very few of them.
Oh, I'll just kind of like look towards where Emma's clearly like disappeared to. Huh. They do really like buttons. Why does Bert like buttons so much?
I couldn't tell you. I don't.
It's the gaming.
Hannah would have no idea about anything video gaming.
No. Lilith would have some idea just from watching Bert play, but
I mean, I've met many people who did like pushing buttons.
Touche, Nor. Touche.
Physical buttons or metaphorical buttons?
All
Why
the
stop
buttons.
at one?
So many buttons to press on so many people in so many different ways.
I'm going to go downstairs because honestly, now that the door is open, I just kind of want to know what's down there. Largely because I'm always very suspicious that if I don't know what a thing is, it's going to attack me. It's a learned response.
okay. So Emma and yours, you are downstairs. That's probably around the time where Lexi would arrive.
So I'm also I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna sense the unseen. Never mind.
Hello.
Are you
Sorry. Go ahead. I didn't know you were going to say anything. I apologize.
No, that's not. I was just being a brat. I was saying, are you sure?
I'm debating. If I'm gonna do it, I have to. Yeah, I'm tired of rolling like 2 dice for this. So
Okay, that's okay.
so that's why I'm not rolling right.
Lexi will come in and he'll just be like, hello. Where is everyone?
You get a text from Hannah, just says downstairs.
And I will go downstairs. So, how are we doing, folks?
We're doing well.
There's
don't
a
know if
secret
you-
button.
Yeah. Also, I don't know if you noticed, but there's some documents upstairs that you might want to take a look at. I don't know if you.
That sounds like a later Lexi problem, not a now Lexi problem. So, what's going on, folks? Oh, there's a hole in the wall. Somebody should really look into that.
Emma's going to call up through like the little stairwell thing. Like, I think this is the main estate down here.
Nor will just cackle at that.
Well, color me interested. Shall we, ladies?
Here, let's go.
And Lexi will proceed to descend the stairway, and I will activate Sense the Unseen. Five, 2, 3. No, just 4. Excuse me. All right,
I just roused to blood surge. I failed my rouse check, so I gain another hunger. I'm gonna roll the Sense the Unseen. Oh no. So
2.
Sorry, Emma, you said you get hungrier?
yeah, I'm just doing this to make my roll slightly better. So I'm gonna willpower because that was a bad roll. Okay, so I have 4 successes.
Okay. I hate saying this, but it was probably completely unnecessary. Everything here has been vetted and thoroughly checked. It was a brand new house built by Donovan Schools, and there's nothing supernatural or metaphysical at all. You might notice the extra security stuff down there, but
I mean, no sight wagered, no sight gained. So
So what are we looking at when we descend the stairway?
it is. As soon as you descend down the stairway, it is a very hard floor. Typical sub.
You said it was bunker-like.
Yeah. The only difference is, not a dirt floor or anything. It's cement, but like painted cement, sealed.
Mm-hmm.
Near the back of the sub basement, there are a couple of bunk beds lined up. Obviously, this was not meant to be daily, nighttime sleeping quarters. This is for in case of emergency. There is another fridge down there as well. But other than that, it's very, very plain.
Nor says, "Look, we found the master bedroom."
It's Lexi's room.
I don't get it.
Because I'm a Toreador, I have to be surrounded by beauty at all times, and so therefore being in this drab, plain abomination is going to affect me in some way, shape, or form.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
And so they're trying to take the piss, like I haven't dealt with this for the past, century and change.
Every
Oh,
clan.
okay.
And it still remains so very fun.
I'm sure it does.
I was about to say every clan takes the piss in its own way.
Indeed. They do.
That's why it's so much fun to simply not claim one.
Surely.
Oh, by the way, Lilith said about the paperwork upstairs that you were looking for like notable people in town, and I did a cursory glance of the paperwork, and I found a couple of loose connections: CEO of the mining company, one of the agricultural description, one of a mining supply company. They do machinery and things, and there's also something about a house. I think one of the haunted ones that y'all were talking about before I left.
So we
You
should
want-
not go anywhere near the haunted house. Cool.
I mean, there's the haunted hospital too.
And also not go anywhere near the haunted hospital either.
That's but
Nor,
that's
do
like
you-
half the fun.
Do you tell Lexi about the sanatorium as well?
Oh, yes, because I've actually not been to the sanatorium. I'm the only person here who hasn't, so I don't know why I would
Mention that?
why I would conceal that. So yes, there's also some sort of bar downtown that's mentioned in the paperwork.
Which one?
Something about the sanatorium.
Go on.
Just a notable place in the. I really didn't have much time. I just started to make the spider web of people and how they interrelated. Like I know there's some sort of like money trail between the agricultural company and the mining company, though I haven't spent much time trying to figure out what it is.
Oh, I'm sure once we dedicate some hours towards it, the connection will be made manifest.
Is it important, the bar?
I mean, if the Baron wants to come up here and make a go of it in the city, we need hunting grounds. Bars are wonderful hunting grounds. Great places to procure vessels from.
You just were more interested in that than the rest of the information.
Well, like I said, once I'm able to sit down and actually look at things, well, I shouldn't say to be quite honest with you, I'm just looking for people that we need to talk to get, safe houses established, a rack established, so that we can, maintain the masquerade and not cock up another city.
I am more concerned, though I know we have not seen any lupine here, given that I've been living here for a while. I am more concerned that we will run into something else supernatural that isn't us or the lupine. We are certainly not the only things that walk the nights.
No, we aren't.
And
More's the pity.
And usually, when you run into supernatural dead zones, do you know the story about Boston?
No.
The reason Boston has no vampires is because it's run by the mages. And they kill them all. To an ethnic cleansing degree.
A pogrom, if you will.
Exactly.
Lovely.
So I'm always very suspicious when you get a vampiric dead zone that is not occupied by something supernatural that you have found already.
Well, I mean, there's vampires living in the city, and so it's not exactly a dead zone. It's just no princess ever claimed praxis, nor has any baron claimed ownership of the turf. So, we're sort of trailblazing in that regard.
It makes me feel moderately better.
Yeah. So,
given the fact that Nora and Emma, you have been there for quite a bit of time. So.
I would not have been looking for other vampires.
No. But just the fact that you are there and no one has come attacking you yet.
I mean, if anything, I'd be more concerned, Nor, with, having more kindred moving into your domain.
There are always kindred. I move quite often.
But I digress. Hannah, have you been able to pick up the scent or trail of anything obviously dangerous to us? Specifically, lupine?
Not really. Not that I've noticed around.
Okay. Has anyone else noticed anything other than the odd, haunted castle chicanery?
I am oddly kind of surprised that there are as many haunted places around here
Every small town has their share of, that asylum is haunted. Oh, that mansion is Amityville, and da 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 da. It's.
I've lived a few different places, and it just seems like for the size, there's a disproportionate amount of hauntings to size.
Well,
there's theories on that.
In my experience, it's best to, leave well enough alone. If you all really want to start digging into that, I suppose we can, but for me, I'm more concerned with cultivating a culture in which we disappear into.
Oh, yeah. No, the reason I came out here was because of the stories I was hearing, and it was a good opportunity to get away from major population centers that were more likely to be infested with our kind, so I could avoid dealing with them. But I wouldn't worry too much, Lexi. We don't have to look into something, or at the very least, I suppose you don't have to look into something. I am perfectly content going into some place on my own if need be. But what was I thinking of? No, I don't know. The city has become quiet of late. That is definitely for sure. Because as I told the Baron, there was lupine here, and then there weren't, or at least none that I've seen. I've interacted with. I should be specific and specify that. Not that I was interacting with them, but it was more of like knowing that they were there because I was avoiding them. Because it's always wise to avoid their grasping claws. Also, as Emma's talking, she's kind of looking at the monitors because she wants to see because you said there was like security monitors in this room, right? Yeah, so she's looking at the monitors because she wants to see kind of what they're like monitoring. So, but
well, you bring up an interesting point, which is they were here and now they're not. So it begs the question: why are they not here anymore?
I mean,
and that's again, we're putting pins in a map. Hey, I want to look at this. Hey, I want to look at this. Hey, I want to look at this. We've got time, folks.
Yeah.
So let's, and again, this is just a suggestion. If any of you have any better courses of action, by all means. I am no specialist in what it is we're doing here. I'm just trying to do as I've seen others do, if that makes sense. And to that end, I think the reason I asked for who is on zoning boards and things like that is so that we can start procuring safe houses, dump sites, things like that for the occasional bestial frenzy, if you will, so that we can really do a good job of maintaining the masquerade. Because ultimately, that's really why we're up here, is because Mississauga is becoming a little hotbed of discontent, and we need a new place to be that we can just be and exist and just not make waves. So yes, I would recommend that we look into figuring out where we want the hunting ground to be, and then buying up some properties around there so that we have the aforementioned safe houses and dump sites, as well as getting in good with the local constabulary, police force, so that we can have that avenue covered. And it probably wouldn't hurt if one of you had made good friends with somebody from the local news outlet, so that we can start squashing any weird stories that come up. And then while we're doing all that, we really, like I said, you brought up a very, very excellent point, Emma, which was they were here, now they're not. And we need to figure out why. Because if they're able to kick lupines out, they're able to kick us out. So let's figure out
I feel like
what
I
that's
just
about.
made a point about this earlier, about supernatural shit being weird when we aren't sure who is here. Anyway.
See, I guess I've been kind of operating under the assumption that possibly they drove themselves out. I mean, our kind wars with one another. Who's to say that the lupine don't do the same? What little information on lupine that has crossed my desk, as it were, has indicated there are different kinds of lupine or clans or something. So they're like us in a lot of ways. They just get furry and clawy and stuff. No offense, Hannah, but I guess I'm just thinking. I guess I've been under the assumption that they probably warred with one another and either wiped themselves out in the process, or if there was only like one left, they didn't feel like it was viable for them to stick around. I don't know.
I feel like if there had been some sort of war, there would have been talk and chatter, largely because the vampire communities tend to keep track of where the lupine are as much as they can.
To clarify, how many of you have lived up here for the past few years? 1, 2, 3. What have you all, I mean, if we're talking about, and forgive my ignorance, but if we're talking about, 10-foot tall murder death monsters, I would assume that there would be bodies in the street bearing evidence of their fury. Have any of you heard anything about that in the past few years?
I mean, there's always the fair share of odd occurrences anywhere. Storyteller, is there something we could roll to say if there was anything just odd?
Honestly, for the past 10 years, no. There wouldn't have been.
I mean, nothing in the city.
Gosh, and it's been 10 years, maybe?
I always assumed they went out into the woods and got their freak on. So,
I mean,
I have, like, for as much as I can range in, I've been cautious and I haven't even seen them out in the woods. And that's saying something.
Hannah, the farthest you would have seen any hint of them would have been Killarney, which is a couple hours west.
Yeah, that's, a couple hours away still, even from here.
Well, so let's put, and forgive me, Nor, if you had mentioned it. I apologize for missing that. I sincerely, I do apologize for missing that. So let's put lupines on the back burner for now. Yeah?
Yes.
Works for me.
Sorry, it's been a night.
So you all are deciding to put looking for lupines on the back burner?
I feel like, considering what we've seen and what we've heard, if we needed to say something to the Baron, I would be confident saying it looks like they're not here. And if they are here, they obviously don't want to do anything to do with us because they've avoided me as much as I've avoided them. So
cautiously optimistic.
And as far as I know, correct me if I'm wrong, more learned folk in this venue, that by and large, lupine tend to stick to more rural, agrarian, arboreal climes than what we have here currently. I mean, it's not New York and it's not London and it's not Paris, but I mean it's got a few buildings over 3 stories tall. So, it's not exactly the right environment to find.
Not anymore. No.
I don't even know what the hell you call them. A group of fucking
Pack?
herd, a pack.
I mean, some of the industry that's come in might have chased them out of the city.
I did have a thought on our dump sites, given that this is a mining town. There should be some very large holes in the ground that go in and out of use.
Yeah, we could start looking into like abandoned tunnels and stuff like that. And I'm sure that there's probably like, hey, don't approach here, blah, 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 whatever. Not to mention, I mean, I've only lived in Canada for a few years, but it gets real cold here in the winter. So we could, especially, in the fall, start just kind of taking them out into the woods and letting nature do its work. And that's as a last resort, obviously. I mean, if ideally we could find out, we could get it in with the local funeral home, crematorium, whatever, and start. Again, don't start killing people, please, for the love of all that is good and holy in the world. Don't start freaking killing people. But beasts we are, less beasts we become. Let's have contingencies. That's what I think is the course of action, is to start establishing said contingencies. God damn it! I can't get the thought of fucking ghosts out of my head now.
Emma.
There are plenty of haunted places for us to go look at.
I'm just afraid of them, like.
Don't worry. We'll protect you.
Well, yeah, I'm not a fighter. Let's get real here.
What, are you afraid you can't charm a ghost?
Precisely. They lack, blood going to organs that dictate reproductive responses that make people horny. Like, that's what I do.
The haunted places are gothically pretty.
I mean, tell you what, we'll if you're not comfortable with the ghost stuff, then we will not drag you along unless you absolutely positively, I don't think there's really anything to worry about. I
sincerely hope there's not, and I'm not saying that I don't want to help. It's just it's frightening. Let's get realistic here. We're talking about ghosts. Who the fuck knows what ghosts can do?
I mean, that's like half the fun, isn't it? The learning.
Curiosity didn't just kill the cat. It's been the downfall of many a kindred.
Oh.
Well, technically that whole proverb goes, curiosity killed the cat and satisfaction brought it back.
Well, I can cover the satisfaction part, not the curiosity part.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, see, you're assuming that you can't romance a ghost, and I feel like maybe you never know.
Can we discuss romancing ghosts?
Are you trying to make me curious as to whether or not I can make a ghost horny?
I'm trying to give you a
motivation,
the carrot, the stick, to get you to
boost.
feel
Hey, if
like
you're trying
it's
to give me
worth
the
your
stick,
time.
if you're trying to give me the stick, my safe word is kumquat. Okay. But I digress. No, I am worried about it, and I think it bears investigation as to what exactly the situation is there. Because if we're going to try and make a go of it here,
I am.
randomly running into ghosts is going to be a problem. I've never even run into. I've been alive for over a century. I've never even run into a fucking ghost. What the fuck?
I'm not. In fairness, I'm worried about everything all of the time. That's just how I exist. But I am actually worried about the fact that Donovan has Sabat in his current domain. And my concern is not that they're just random Sabat, but they might be Sabat that have an actual problem with the Baron who is moving, and we might bring them here. Because we never know what grudges other kindred hold. Although I don't care as much as some, but just you missed this piece of information. But I went to see Charlie over the last week.
Who's Charlie?
The one we saved from her idiot boyfriend. Oh,
You were there in the meeting when she was there.
No, I know. I'm role playing.
Gotcha.
The one.
Oh, the little manic pixie dream girl looking.
The one whose boyfriend
Yeah.
who wanted to be Edward Cullen, who Rafi explained who that was to me, and I'm very concerned about the use. Anyway,
I'm not. It makes it easier to, feed.
she is a thin blood, which is convenient because what her boyfriend was a Zemiche.
Okay. How is them being... How is
Because-
that convenient?
Well,
Exactly.
Would you like to be an Anarch Baron with a Zemiche under your control?
No, I don't want to be anywhere near somebody that's going to, turn people into, Cronenbergs.
I don't particularly have as much issue with that as most people do, but
Well, bully for you. It's a...
What? You think it is somehow better that you wipe their mind and you make it foggy and you tell them what to do and you negate
I don't
their
do
will?
that. I don't do that.
Oh, and
Every single one of my partners wants to be there and has full control of their faculties when they engage in
and when things go to shit,
the
what
Congress.
do you
When things go to, I do everything I can to make sure things don't go to shit.
do? Yes,
I try to keep things nice and low key and consensual.
you know what I am saying. In all vampiric cases, when we are pushed to our limits, we all do very unnice things.
Okay, so the martial art that I learned way back when, it's called Run Fu. And it's very, very simple. What you do is you pick up your right leg and then you put it down. And then you pick up your left leg and then you put it down. And you repeat that process over and over, generally in the opposite direction of wherever it was trying to hurt you.
I'm sorry, this is out of character, but it's the sacred GTFO dots. And with that, I think we should go upstairs.
Lexi, I got you names of the city council people, and we've got the documents from the Baron. So I don't know. No offense, I'm not taking point on this whole let's go talk to these muckety mucks and get them to do stuff, because I don't know. Sometimes I creep people out or I say the wrong thing. So it's probably best that I'm not. And you're already taking point. So I've
got a pretty solid mask. It's real robust. The reason I wanted those names is so that I could start filing paperwork.
Mm-hmm.
If you've got a ghoul, anyone,
That would be me.
it would probably be better to start filing paperwork through them, so that utilize, so that they can start going that route. Also, Lilith, do you know if the Baron is going to be sending? I mean, he sent people to build this friggin' place. Does he have the ability to start executing some of the purchasing and things like that, so that we can start getting this stuff set up?
Yes.
Fantastic. So, I mean, really, this is all just logistical blah blah blah, and isn't going to take up much of our personal time. So we have the information we need to go forward with that. We have a couple of good places that we can say that we can use as to establish a rack. The sanatorium being right there in the middle of that. I work there now, so I can kind of control that. I can kind of be the pylon in the middle of that network, and the as far as like kind are concerned, what are you? I mean, for those of you who have lived up here, what's the general consensus here? Because what's the how do I put this? I mean, the youth of the youth. The college-age kids around here are fairly libertine in their proclivities. What about some of the more middle-aged and elderly people? What are they like?
They don't like my headscarf. I get around that by being very white.
And with that, you two continue your conversation on the way upstairs, as it is time for our break. And we are back. So, Lexi and Noor, you continue your conversation as you go up the stairs. Emma and Lilith and Hannah, do you just follow behind them?
Yeah, Emma's just following. So
Yep.
Satisfied that there's nothing really down here except...
Oh, I would have made sure that the door to the secret bunker is closed again.
Okay.
But really, I mean, it's about 1 a.m. We've got a solid 6 hours of or 5 hours of night left.
No, seriously. I do want to kind of go ghost hunting.
Yeah.
It's okay. You can drive the getaway car. Although I did see you drive, and maybe you should let Rafi drive the getaway car.
Look. Okay, I'm okay.
That's what we all say.
I'm a fuck mothering vampire. What the fuck do you think? I'm good. But I wouldn't mind being chauffeured around for a little bit. I mean, I don't even know if they have fucking Uber in this town. What the fuck?
What's Uber?
Oh, honey. It's like taxi for rich people.
Isn't taxi for rich people?
No, that would be like, well, okay, so out of game. Mickey does not know that much about fucking Uber. I drive my fucking self. So yeah, like Uber is like, you have like Uber Select where you can get like a limousine or like a posh fucking sedan or whatever, and then you got like people who just pick you up in their shitty little hoopties and take you where you need to go, but it's all in the app. And he holds up his phone and waves it around.
Hannah holds up her flip phone and is like, uh-huh.
Yeah, cool. I'm going to get you a new goddamn phone, Hannah.
Yeah, and you're going to end up wasting money because I'm going to fucking lose it in the woods.
I'm going to take you to, the nice store, and we're going to get you a prepaid that's not that expensive. And, we're just going to get you a whole mess of them. But you know what they're going to be? They're going to be smartphones, at least. Because, and I'm going to teach you about SIM cards too, because that's important to. Never mind, we'll get there. What is it with you old fucks not keeping up with modern goddamn technology? It's like, adapt to your environment, people.
I have basic
It's
understanding.
most of the time.
I mean, you're not giving me any credit here. I have a basic understanding. That's, smartphones are not that smart. It's kind of an oxymoron. And
okay, literally, you could use a smartphone to plot a course to the fucking moon. It's pretty fucking smart.
I'm older than the phone, so
Same. Although, in fairness, with me, it's more of a gap in continuity that is causing my problem.
That clarifies nothing.
I spent some time very not awake.
Oh, well, okay, that makes sense. We'll get you there. Are you willing to learn at least?
Oh, Rafi's been teaching me. I still don't understand the emoji thing.
You're already like miles ahead of, some of your elder contemporaries. So, cheers to you. The rest of you have no goddamn excuse. I'm teasing at this point. Let's just laugh at my fucked up sense of humor, please.
Well, Lilith, didn't you say there were some sort of things in the closets upstairs?
Yes, there are compartments in the closet. I didn't check any of them because I'm here alone, so if shit happens and I die, no one will know anything. So I was waiting for you guys to show up. But
You know, when I was alive, the thing that used to frighten me more than just being alone in the house was like having a place you didn't go in the house that had some sort of access to the outside, and then like you hadn't been there for several months, and then just being certain there was some sort of animal in there, even though you had no evidence that there was some sort of animal in there.
You and I had very different childhoods, I think.
I don't know if you're worried about like the raccoon in the boot room or whatever. You just go in there with a shotgun. And I mean, that's what we did as a kid, but you know, also had to shoot your own dinner often enough back then. So anyway, take it. Do all the rooms have this, like, apparently have a secret compartment, Lilith, or do we have to go to a specific one?
All of the rooms.
All of them have one.
Okay.
All of the closets have a compartment. Yeah.
And you know what? Lilith, lead the way to the closest bedroom so that Lexi doesn't have a breakdown right here.
And then we can come out of the closet.
Kill Donovan. I swear to God.
I'm gonna start making my way up the steps to the bedrooms.
No, I'm not. I'm just gonna make him feel bad. I'm saying this as I'm following Lilith.
Yeah, I'm following up as well.
I'm going to take a minute before I go upstairs and take a picture of the document pile I made for myself, just so I have it, and then I'll go upstairs.
Okay. So you go into the room, you go into the closet, you open. You would have to find it again, but once you have found it again,
let's look around for the switch then, or whatever. This is like Emma's like feeling around on the wall, like the edges of stuff, trying to see if she like feels a button or whatever. So she doesn't know if it's going to be like glaringly obvious again.
It's not glaringly obvious, but since you know that it is there, you find it, and it's empty. It's just storage for personal belongings that you don't want anybody to find. That's all it's there for.
I just have this very comedy image.
No, well, if this is all they have in them, then this was a waste of time. I'm sorry, guys.
Better safe than sorry.
We're fucking immortal. There is nothing to waste but time.
Immortal is questionable.
For all intents and purposes, excluding freaking violent instances, we will live for a very, very long time, making us functionally immortal. There's a difference between deific immortality and functional immortality. We are functionally immortal.
Okay, I was just clarifying in case because I wasn't sure if you were thinking you were immortal, and reality is like you're actually not, but you kind of are.
No, I'm keenly aware of the damage that can be done to this body, which would shuffle me loose this undead coil.
Okay.
But I digress. Oh God, that bitch was drunk. Whew.
Yeah, okay, so this was not as exciting as the basement, when the basement was pretty disappointing. So
I take it.
Yeah, no, this is just Donovan freaking being his busybody little self and making all sorts of, because what he wants is for all sorts of shenanigans and depredations to be performed in all these little fun places eventually. Fucking ministers, I swear to God.
I mean, we do now have I guess, unless you guys want to put it in like the creepy basement, we do have a place to put the documents and hide them, since we're the only ones that know how to operate the
has anybody found the safe yet? Because if I know our benefactor, he is not he's silly and, a hedonist, but he's not an idiot. He has a safe probably behind something or recessed into a floor or something to that effect. Maybe that's something you can email or okay. Without giving away the baby with the bathwater, figure that out from either Donovan or oh god, what's his name?
Spy Master Bert.
Yeah,
I'm kidding. He's not much of a spy master.
he is a treat. He is a pip. He is a wonderful individual. And I will never say a bad word about him.
No, because he's a Nosferatu.
I mean, you don't
So
have
where are we
to.
going? Bell House or hospital? Let's get the fuck out of here. I'm starting to get bored of this place.
Do I detect a certain interest in intoxication?
I could always stand to be more intoxicated.
Hmm.
Well,
Interesting.
maybe you'll get lucky and you'll find some like individuals out stealing a beer or something at the hospital. I don't know. I mean, do people do that?
No.
I feel like that's something you do in books.
Why would anybody be trying to steal beer from a hospital?
No. I mean, they're hiding out from somebody else, so they're drinking their beer, and I don't
You know,
Oh,
there
you're
are
talking about kids who freaking
hooligans.
know. I don't know. You see different stuff in books, and sometimes reality doesn't match what's in books, and books doesn't match. It's a whole mess. So
I mean, theoretically speaking, we are creatures out of dark fantasy, so our reality doesn't match up with what's in books either. I don't fucking know. Yeah, let's go eat some fucking drunk people. I'm down for that.
that would be very problematic for me, but you go ahead.
Yeah, I'll leave,
I mean-
leave the drunks to you.
You guys need to loosen up. We're fucking independent, unbound, anarch, if you will. I mean, the whole point to let's have a little bit of fun in the middle of our, machinations and plotting.
In fairness, the Sabbat were the original anarchs, so that doesn't always work out well. And also,
The Sabbat were 1,000% not the original anarchs. The anarchs were the original anarchs. The Sabbat were, it was Sabbat, Camarilla, and Anarch. There was three separate things. But anyway,
debating our storied history as a species, I think that you're talking about having fun and letting loose. Well, then I think we should go someplace and find some ghosts,
great.
because that's my idea of fun right now.
Hannah, do you want to go ghost hunting?
I don't know how much help I'll be. I can't really punch or claw a ghost, but I'm down for trying.
I don't know that we'll actually find any, but we could just go on like a scouting mission and find out, what's there.
That's true.
The sky is sort of the limit, so
We can find someone to hold your hand, Lexi.
will you hold my hand, Hannah?
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Lilith, do you want to go ghost hunting?
Of course. It's better than sitting here, locked in here all night. So
Well, that's at least 3 of us who want to go ghost hunting and 1 maybe.
Look, I will, go. Just remember what I said about Run Fu.
mm-hmm.
I'm very fast.
So do we want to flip a coin, or do you guys prefer one place over the other?
Let's go to the fucking hospital. That was the place y'all were talking about, wasn't it? Or there was some other place too. It was like Ring House or freaking Liberty House or some shit like that.
Is that the one I was reading about the Bell Mansion thing that
Yeah, Bell fucking clang, clang, clang goes the trolley. Let's go there or wherever. I don't fucking care.
To the hospital. Let's go there.
À l'hôpital. Allons-y.
Oui,
How are
oui,
you
ma
all
petite
getting there?
chérie. I have the Cadillac, which can accommodate all of us. So
I will still take my car with my ghoul.
Okay.
Nor can I ride with you.
Rafi's really nice.
what? You all don't trust my driving?
I'll ride with Lexi this time.
Thank you, Hannah.
I'm going to actually ride with Lexi too,
Thank you, Emma.
just because I want to see what the hype's all about. So
There is no hype. I am a perfectly astute motorist.
To be a little Nor looks at Lilith and goes, "Do you want to hold my hand?"
Sure, let's go.
and Nor holds her hand and opens the car door for her, and they both get in the back seat.
Love it.
Hey, that's 3 successes to drive. That's
Pretty
yeah.
well done.
I drive straight and according to the speed limit, and I don't turn right out of the left lane. So that's a win.
I would say so. All right, so you arrive at the old hospital, the painted colors shining quite brightly under the streetlights. A wire fence surrounds the front of the hospital and the parking lot. Do you park on the street?
No, I'm gonna park like a block away, just so that it's not obvious there are people in there. Yeah. And I will sense the unseen.
I'm going to roll for Sense the Unseen as well.
Okay.
Yeah, we might as well do a full complement of it.
Ooh, I'm gonna spend a willpower.
3 successes.
It worked.
I'm going to just do heightened senses for my ears and see if I can hear anything unusual around as well.
Let me mark off that willpower.
That was it. I spent a willpower, and that made things much better.
Yeah, me too. I got 5, but with a critical. But I have a 1 on the hunger die, so if that still fails, that's a bestial failure.
So you got 5? Okay.
With a critical, but there's a 1 on the hunger die, so if that fails, it's a bestial failure.
So on the outside of the hospital, you don't see a whole lot, actually. You might see a flit in a window here and there, but on the surrounding area, just on the outside of the hospital, you don't see much. Hannah, you probably hear a generator going nearby. You probably hear people walking behind. There's a path behind the hospital just along the waterfront. So people just enjoying a late night stroll. Nothing too obvious. Do you decide to go inside?
I was assuming we had gone, like we had made our way inside, and we're just kind of, this is one continuous sort of, let's look around and see what
So
we
on
see.
your way through, so you get to the front doors and you notice immediately that you cannot enter this way. At the very front, there is another mural, big wooden mural plastered right to the front. So it was probably not a good idea to go through the front door. Going around the back, there are quite a number of entryways that way that you can enter through.
We will slip in like thieves in the night.
So before entering, getting up close, you do notice that a lot of the windows were boarded up before being painted. Weather and elements have already begun to take its toll on the mural. A lot of the windows have been smashed post paint as well. Once you enter the building, you realize that it is only lit on the very first on that first floor that you enter on. Everywhere else is completely dark, just like a couple of emergency lights here and there. It's dark, dank, cobwebby. Pieces of ceiling are definitely falling down, and there are little piles of trash scattered randomly throughout.
Lovely. What a lovely dumpster you've all brought me to. Lilith, how do you feel about this?
I mean, it's a little creepy, but not as creepy as where I was staying. At least, you know.
Hannah, you definitely pick up smells of dampness and decay, and an underlying hospital smell of iodine still lingering around. Yeah.
Look,
not
even the gangrel doesn't like being in this, pile of refuse.
Well, it's not bad. It's just I always forget how long iodine and
Lingers?
hospital smells linger. Yeah,
Mhm.
it got me a little bit.
Yeah. Are we seeing with that 5? Are we seeing
Yeah, so now that you've entered
spooks?
the hospital, you can definitely see not a lot, but there are a few ghosts wandering around. None of them are paying any attention to you at all. There is one teenager, however, curiously watching the 5 of you.
I'm going to not make it obvious that I can see him, hopefully. If you want me to roll something for that, I can. Like subterfuge or something.
No, that's okay. We can roleplay that part out.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just going to kind of be looking around, just be like... All right, so what exactly are we looking for beyond, what we've already found?
Depends. Emma's reaching into her satchel bag and she's pulling out a flashlight and she's got, so she's gonna turn that on so she can kind of look into some of the rooms if they don't have lights on in them or whatever, or the light's too low. But she's gonna start moving off, and her eyes are actually going to turn black as she is going to start looking for fetters to see if there's anything that she can find that a spirit is bound to here. So.
Okay. As Emma is looking around, what are Hannah, Lilith, and Nor doing?
Given that Nor has no way to actually impact ghosts, she can just see them. I don't think she'd want to antagonize them, but she would definitely do that kind of touristy ghost huntery type thing and be like, yep, he's definitely haunted.
I'm gonna just kind of start walking around and looking around. Probably walking through ghosts since I can't see them.
Yeah.
And
Oh, Hannah, don't go through that door. Oh, okay.
Through it. And I'll is it pretty bright down on this level still?
It's not super
For the most
bright.
part?
But it is well lit. Like you can see like
Okay.
the emergency lights.
I will not activate Eyes of the Beast then. I'll just start looking around, see if there's anything particularly interesting or,
Mhm.
anything
If
like
you
that.
go up at all, because it is a very tall hospital, if you go up to any of the other levels, they are all pitch black.
I'm gonna start heading up the stairs. And just kind of like, I don't know if anybody's going with me or not, but I'm just kind of.
I'll probably start heading up too.
The ghost that was looking at us, can I see him or no?
Sorry, what was your role? Did you do sense unseen?
Yeah, I failed, so yeah, no.
Yeah, so
Then I'm gonna just start heading, like going through the rooms, and if I can't find anything, then go ahead and start making my way up the steps.
okay.
I was going to say, I think I'd probably give the ghost that's looking at us a last look before heading up the stairs, but I wouldn't want to split the party.
So if you keep an eye on that ghost, she actually kind of follows you.
I will text the group chat. There's a ghost following us. Did I go silent?
Nope.
After receiving that text, Lilith is gonna like look around and try to see if she can like see her and be like, what do you mean?
And Nora's just gonna like grab her and be like,
This way.
we're texting.
So my phone's gonna go off, and I'm going to pull it out, and I'll be like, "We're right here. Why would you send us?" Okay, and I'm going to just kind of look at the ghost, and just be like, "Well, hello there."
The ghost is at first like stunned and then clues in and okay, so you are. What are you doing here?
Exploring.
For what?
I don't know. I'm kind of a tag along. Being completely honest. So if he wants to insight, I think you said, if she wants to insight me, feel free.
I with my unseen can see this happening too, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. I see we're having conversation now. No, we're just exploring. We're new-ish. I'm not exactly new, but, it seemed prudent to get to know the rest of the community, so to speak.
Right. That still doesn't explain why you leeches are here.
Whoa. Okay. Look, we're not here to cause any problems. As my companions here put it, there was something here. It was interesting. Let's go take a look. And so I was like, you know what? Fuck it. It's a long night. Let's go do this. Is there something we need to be worried about here? Is there some reason you're here specifically, or what's the haps paps?
I'm just suspicious of newcomers. That's all. What do you want to know?
What happened to Lupine in the city?
She audibly pauses and just, you could almost see the features on her face just freeze up. Why?
Why do I want to know?
Yeah.
Oh, well, because they're really dangerous and it hurts when they hit you. And so I'd like to avoid them if possible.
They also get mad at us if we encroach on their territory, and I don't blame them, but also if we can't find them, we don't know we're doing it. Also, I'm Noor, and I don't think I caught your name, and I feel like it's polite to ask what your name is.
Yes, thank you. Madeline.
It's a beautiful name.
All right, Maddie.
I said
just-
Madeline.
Exactly.
Forgive me. And now I'm going to turn on a little bit of the charm. Sincerely, forgive me, Madeline. I don't know what the hell's going on in this burg. If you have some insight that you can share with us, I'd be very appreciative.
Well, I mean, I guess it's been a while since I talked to anybody in the flesh, anyhow. I mean, I have seen Garu here. They were a long time ago, though. Well, not a long time. Like, it feels like a long time, but I think if memory is right, about 10 to 11 years.
Know why
They were here.
Do you know why they left? And no pressure if you don't.
I don't know why they left, but I know that they came to the hospital for a reason.
When did this hospital shut down?
About 10 years ago. At least that's when I remember people packing stuff up.
I'd feel like a fool if I didn't ask. You know what I am.
Yes.
You know what I want. You know what I do. What is it you want?
Me? I don't really want anything. I'm just here.
I mean, is there any way I can help you not be here? Or I mean, if you want, what is what do you desire?
I don't know. I made friends with one of y'all a long time ago, but they're not here anymore. So.
Do you remember their name?
No.
Well, I'm Lexi. Are you stuck here?
I don't know.
You never tried to leave?
No.
There's no afterlife? I mean, is this it?
Well, I don't know. I'm just a teenager, buddy. I don't know.
Oh, honey. I'd give you a hug if I could. Can I give you? I mean, I don't know the rules here.
You'd go right through me, I think.
Well, then mental high five?
Definitely. Her demeanor is softened now. She was really hard at first, and now she's teenager, awkward teenager.
Oh, sweetie.
You know, it'd be really funny if she could leave and we could take her back to the house.
I don't know. Can you leave?
I don't know. I've never, like I said, I never tried.
Would you like to?
No, I need to stay here. I think I need to keep an eye on everybody here.
Well, who else is here?
Well, they're not here. It's not here anymore. It's gone. That's why the Garu came.
What it?
You promise you won't get upset?
Madeline, I promise.
They were I don't know, they were really gross and scary and dark. And one of them, I think, had tentacles. And one of them was rotting. And then, they weren't like us. They were not like us. And they would jump. It was a weird, into people here. And then those people were really mean after.
So these are some kind of spirits.
I think so. I mean, there might be somebody else here that you could ask. They never talk to me or anybody else really. They're gone now, though. The Garu came and killed them all, or at least I haven't seen any since.
So the Guru came here on a mission. And having
guess.
accomplished that task. Madeline,
Mm-hmm.
you're wonderful. Thank you.
Thanks, I guess.
No, you really helped us, and I mean it.
I
Kind of like blips a little bit. I'm gonna go now. And just kind of like,
wait, one question. Does anybody ever come?
Nor
and
you're
visit-
muted.
Oh,
yeah.
sorry. Hang on. Am I better? Am
There.
I better now?
Yes.
All right. Just one question before you go. Does anyone ever come and visit you?
Not in a while. Someone came after the Guru. They said that they knew my friend, but then they haven't been back since. I mean, they might be checking. I don't know, but I haven't.
Well, I'll come back and make sure that you don't have to be alone.
Are you in pain?
No.
Okay, that's good.
Noor will turn to the rest of the group, who I guess cannot hear or see this. Can the rest of you see?
Lila can't. Hannah can't. Is Emma here still, or is Emma still looking for Fetters?
Emma's been wandering around looking for Fetters, so she's probably not here. She doesn't know anything is going on, so.
Well, for everybody who's here, Noor will turn around and be like, everyone, the person we're talking to is named Madeline, and she's very nice.
Yeah. And
I'm like looking in the opposite direction. I'm like, hi.
And Noor
What's
directs
the
you
last-
at Madeline. Madeline, I know. I'm sorry, Madeline. This is. Do you want to introduce yourselves to Madeline or no?
Sure. Hello, I'm Lilith.
Hannah.
Cool. She's a
Something like drops. Like you two can just see another scene.
Hannah knocks something over. Or not Hannah, Madeline.
Madeline. Yeah.
She says hi. Do you? If I ask a question that is inappropriate, please forgive. It's ignorance, not malice. When did you die? Do you know?
Oh, that was a long, long time ago. What year is it?
2021.
Whoo, boy. Okay.
Who was president when you died?
Well, I wouldn't know that. This is Canada.
Or who was prime minister? Sorry, my red, white, and blue is showing.
I actually don't remember. I wasn't really big on politics. 1973.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna. Okay. You're amazing, Madeline.
You
Thank
are.
you. Thank you for all the help you gave us. If you want to go, we won't stop you. But if you want us to come back and talk to you, we can do that.
If you want, I mean, I'm not doing anything.
Clearly.
Told to watch.
Who told you to watch?
The person that said she knew my friend.
And you don't remember this person's name?
No.
Do you know about when this was?
It was after the guru came and killed those things.
Tu as très belle, ma petite chérie.
I do have. Sorry. I do have one question before we let you go, if you will forgive my impertinence. Are there others here who we should watch out for? I know that not all of you. I'm not certain how to address you, but all those who have departed are kind.
No, most everybody else here just goes on, does their own thing. I think some of them think that they're still alive. I don't know.
Well, I'll tell you what. Tomorrow night, Nor can bring a board game over and you all can play board games together.
Oh, I see. But if you do want that, I will absolutely do that.
What kind of board game?
Clue.
Oh, good. Something else I haven't played. I will absolutely.
If you want.
Clue, whatever it is. She'll turn to Hannah.
Well,
Hannah, what is Clue?
I'm not the right person to ask what a game is.
Okay.
so we'll get out of your hair, Madeline. And thank you for talking with us.
I was just suspicious at first.
Well, hopefully we've alleviated some of your suspicions. We mean you no harm.
Nobody else here either?
Do any of us mean Madeline any harm?
Well, I meant the other ghosts.
Oh no, God no. Like I said, we were just curious. We heard some local people talking about this haunted place, and we were like, let's go find out if it's true or not. That's literally the extent of our intent.
Yeah.
And now that we know that it is, I mean, yeah, that's information. That's a thing I didn't know existed. All right, so
Hold on. I will be right back. And Madeline runs off for like 5 minutes.
okay.
Comes back. I have one more piece of information that I can give you. There is one other ghost in here that they don't talk to anybody else, but they will talk to me. There might be more of those dark creatures, shadows. I don't know. They were, the mines. Apparently, there's a rumor going around that is not a good place to go. If you can go.
Thank you. That is wonderful to know. We will avoid that place like the proverbial plague. We will see you anon, Madeline.
Bye.
Bye. And Lexi is going to move with a purpose out of the hospital.
Okay.
And go back to the car and just get in the car, sit behind the wheel, and just death grip on the wheel and just be like,
Okay.
I am way too fucking sober for this.
Hannah's gonna go find Emma.
Okay. Emma, you do find a couple of fetters for sure.
Okay.
Um,
Does it look like there's any specific ghosts hanging around them, or are they just kind of like there?
they're just kind of there. The hospital has a pretty wide berth. As far as like around the fetter, couple of things. So there's there is a broken down gurney. There is a sink. There was a sink. A couple of other nondescript things. Those, they're not really important. I mean, I could tell you if you wanted, but
that's fine. I'm fine. Sounds like a whole lot of immobile stuff. Not super useful to me.
I mean the gurney, but it's just heavy.
Yeah, I'm not. Emma's kind of dejected at this point because she was like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna do something cool and see something cool," and it's been like, "Yeah, I'm not tearing the sink out of this wall, or I'm not going to bother trying to move this heavy ass broken down gurney," and so she's just kind of.
I do have one thing if you want to make a roll for me.
Sure.
I'd put it down just as a side thing, but where are you? Let's do intelligence and occult.
Int and occult. Oh hell yeah! Is this is probably not cult related, is it?
Cult? No.
Okay, because if it is if it's cult CULT related, I get a
no.
That's why I was asking.
Nope.
So, do. 5 successes. Yeah, 5 successes.
Okay. One of the fetters that you find is actually a necklace.
Okay. I will pick up that necklace and stick it in my bag.
Okay.
I mean, it's their move now.
Nothing happens.
Yeah, that's fine. Emma's a little bit happier since she found something she can actually take with her. So, yeah. She's going to start moving again. Probably heading down some, because at least something's better than nothing. So,
everybody else is leaving the building.
mm-hmm.
Lexi did. I don't know about the rest of y'all.
Yeah.
Make sure to find Emma first, and then we'll start heading out.
Emma's gonna be like, "Hey guys, that was kind of a bust."
Evidently, they could see something, and points over towards Nor. Lexi was talking to them too.
Wow.
I mean, we met a ghost. Her name was Madeline.
Okay. That's cool.
She seems fairly friendly. She's 16, 17, 18, somewhere there. She's a teenager. She says there were some creepy shadow things in the hospital, and the Garu came and exterminated them. And then she went and talked to some other ghost that is in the hospital that will only talk to her, apparently, though I have no evidence of this because I never saw this other ghost. And they said there might be some of the creepy spirit shadowy things in the mine.
Okay. Well, sounds like I have more reading to do. I don't mind reading, but it's all I do.
She also did confirm what we knew about the Garu not being around for the last 10, 11 years. Oh, and she has a friend who's a vampire, like a kindred like us. But she doesn't know the kindred's name, which is very weird. And then there was someone else who was an intermediary between that friend, or at least someone who knew that friend, enough to convince Madeline that they knew her friend she can't remember the name of, to stay and watch. Though what she's watching, I'm not really certain.
I don't know. I didn't really find anything myself. So like I'm glad that somebody else had an exciting time. So
I think it was more than Lexi could really handle. He had a very nice, pleasant conversation with a ghost and then left the hospital so fast, I think my hair stood on end.
I'm surprised he lasted as long as he did in the conversation. He was quite composed. I'll give him that.
I mean, he was the one who didn't want to come here. So, and of course, he's the one who got to have the most fun. It sounds like so.
Well, you can always come back.
Yeah, true. It's not like the hospital is going anywhere. I mean, the building can't just get up and walk away. So,
And as far as I understood, you also saw Bert when we were and seeing Donovan.
I saw Bert.
Yes.
Yeah, I saw him. He was playing. He was hanging out, lurking on that couch in Donovan's office.
Right, which means all my point is you also have the same ability to be able to see Madeline on a more auspicious day.
Yeah, I get that. I figured as much. I was just trying out some different techniques and stuff, and it didn't really prove to be fruitful. So,
Are you all back in the car yet, or this is on your way out?
We're
I
on our
was
way out.
figured I was talking to them. Yeah, I was still in the
Okay.
building probably. So,
Yeah, okay.
I don't know. It is what it is. Like you said, we can always come back, or I can come back, or you guys can come back. Whoever can come back. The hospital will still be here tomorrow, and then day after that, and the night after that's night. So
Apparently, I've been promised to play some sort of game called Clue with Madeline. Do you know what Clue is?
that's fairly what is the word? Apropos, I think is the word to play with a ghost. It's a game of murder.
Oh,
Why would people want to play a game about murder?
It's okay. So it's not murder. It's solving a murder. That's the word I was looking for.
Oh, like detective game?
Yeah, I
That's-
think so. That's what I've been
that's-
told.
Interesting.
I'm sure maybe it's a way to talk to your guys' ghost friend to see if she can solve her own murder. Maybe.
Oh, I
Wait.
remember when seances were really popular. That was a thing.
Yeah. I've heard seances were mostly bullshit. So from stuff I've looked into, so I mean, it's possible to talk to them. It's just seances were for the most part crap. So, well, I'm kind of disappointed I missed the talking teenage ghost, but that's how these things go. So
maybe you can come back with me and play Clue.
maybe we'll have to have a board game night. So
I don't think I ever thought I'd spend the rest of my unlife wandering around a small Canadian town discussing playing a board game with a teenage ghost. And yet.
Emma's not going to actually say anything else about that type of stuff. She's going to start heading towards the exit because, yeah.
And I think we're all just going to exit unless anyone else had anything they wanted.
Mhm.
To the vehicles.
Before Lilith leaves, she's gonna like turn around and be like, "Bye, Madeline." Just saying bye to the air, and then just like
Yeah.
leave.
You hear a clatter somewhere in the hospital.
Yeah, when you all roll up on the caddy, you just see Lexi behind the wheel, just kind of staring off into the middle distance, just like,
When we get up closer to it,
yeah.
gonna
And
approach
then
it like semi like cautiously and then be that jerk and like pop the door.
Okay, you know what? Okay.
You survived, Lexi. Congratulations.
You're fine.
Uh-huh. I'm gonna. He starts the car and just drives off.
Without us in it?
Yeah.
Jerk.
Correct. You all have Nora's car there, so you're fine.
It'll be a bit of a tight fit, but
And this is why I always drive myself everywhere.
eh.
Because there's always someone who doesn't have the stomach for whatever it is you're doing. Yeah.
I just like the prevalence of getaway vehicles. The more the merrier. If one goes down, you take the next one down the line and you keep going.
True.
Mm.
Well, unless any of you all need something else here at the hospital, I suggest we probably go back to safe house. I at least look like I have more research ahead of me, so fun. And not that it's not fun, it's just sometimes it kind of hits you that like you've spent all these years, night after night, just research, like facing a book. So yeah, one of these nights I maybe have to take up Lexi on the whole like party offer thing but we'll see.
I mean, I suspect he's well. She just goes through about 4 thoughts before going. I really am going to have to find some place to buy board games in the middle of the night, and she knocks on the door of the car where Rafi is still in the driver's seat, who just rolls down the window and looks exhausted with her. And she's like, "You were trying to explain something to me about a rainforest that I could order things from, and I think I need you to explain it in more detail."
Interesting. Yeah. Do you? Sorry, Nor. Do you mind giving me a ride back to my truck? I know we got Hannah and we got Lilith, and I'm assuming they're riding too. But I just want to make sure, because if I have to hoof it, I will hoof it. So
Why would I make you walk? I mean, we
I
have
don't
a car.
know.
Rafi,
I'm just.
we're going to drive the nice people.
It's always wise to ask instead of just assuming. So that's why I was asking.
I appreciate that. Though, if you're going to yell shotgun, now is the moment.
No, I'm good.
Okay.
I'll leave it up to the others if they want to, but
Or like, I will sit in the back seat. I usually sit in the back seat, so front seat, back seat. We should be fine. And Rafi will be like, "Come on, Nor, just get in the car, please." I'll explain to you about Amazon later. And they will get in if that's what you want to do. They'll get into the car. We'll roll just in case. But yeah, he's got 2 successes on driving, so it's a pretty steady drive back to the compound. And although if you want to be dropped off somewhere else before we head back to the compound, the primary objective will be the compound, but if you want to go somewhere else, Rafi will do that too.
Back to the compound? Okay. So as you four are driving back to the Haven, Lexi, you're going to go to the sanatorium? Since it's probably about 3 o'clock in the morning now, do you call first or do you?
Yeah, I will call Waverly and see if she wants help cleaning up. Because knowing the type of place this is, 1,000% they're still cleaning.
Oh, for sure. Yep.
And especially if
Waverly's
it's just
still
her. Yeah.
Yep.
And
the other person has gone home for the night.
Yeah, I will blush before going in there, and
Okay.
I will move to behind the bar and grab a bottle of whiskey and pour myself a drink.
Okay.
And
Waverly
then
just
grab
kind of
grab another glass, pour some whiskey in it, and slide it over to her.
Are you okay? Or
When your friends think it's a good idea to go exploring in the middle of the night, you say no.
Where's the sense of adventure?
Drink a drink.
All right. She goes back and grabs a bottle of tequila.
And I will take the whiskey and frickin' drink that myself. And then I'll take the bottle of tequila from her, grab a fresh glass, pour her a drink, and hand it to her. You do not serve yourself tonight, madam. I serve you.
All right. Want to talk about what happened?
I'm still trying to process. We just went to this really creepy as fuck place, and shit fell off the wall, and it scared me.
Waverly kind of looks at Lexi with a big grin on her face. So, was it the mansion? Was it the hospital? Was it the lounge? Was it like where?
Oh no, keep listening. I can now learn places to avoid. It was the hospital.
People tell stories. There's always going to be stories, but you're probably going to find that it's just spooky in nature. It's not real.
Yeah. Look, when I've got enough monsters in my real life. I don't need extra fucking terrors piled on.
So why'd you agree to go?
Peer pressure. I don't know. I've had to spend a lot of time not really being able to be the social butterfly that I am, because family drama. Let's just put it that way.
Hey, I get it. She takes a shot.
Pour her another one. And that's honestly part of the reason I'm all the way up here, is to get away from all that. And so, met some people back where in the Mississauga, and they were like, "Hey, let's all go up here and kind of see what sort of adventures we can have up in old Sudbury. And I'm like, okay. And then, tonight they're like, I get done with work and they're like, hey, we're going to go check this out. It seems spooky. And so I'm like, I mean, that's cool. Maybe not. I could throw a party or something like that. There's other things we can do. And they were like, no, let's go here. And it seems spooky. And because I didn't want to be like that guy, I was like, all right, let's go. And I end up running out of there like, and there's just a lot.
Waverly laughs and kind of goes like, next time you should bring me.
Is that an offer?
No, I was just saying, next time you go looking for spooky stuff, bring me along. I'll protect you.
And what, besides your marvelous physique, do you offer? I mean, these are ghosts we're talking about. You got like a proton pack in your trunk of your car?
I mean, you never know.
I wouldn't know. I would like to, but I don't.
I mean, I could probably get access to one. Like,
you could get access to a particle accelerator that you strap to your back.
Well, a prop. I can find a prop.
Okay, that seems a bit more. Thank you. I needed a laugh. You're all right, Waverly.
I try.
So, tell me about yourself.
Yeah, I'm boring. What do you want to know?
Is there someone special in your life? What do you like to do for fun?
I'm too boring for that. I mean, I like hiking. I enjoy hiking. I love exploring. I love exploring Sudbury. There's a lot of holes in the walls, nooks, crannies, forests. It's actually kind of fun. Bartending, music. We get live music all the time here. It's awesome.
Nice. What type of music do you like? I mean,
rock. All the way. Rock, metal, punk, anything that's just makes you feel something, I also like reading and watching movies. Frick, I haven't watched that one that's on Netflix now.
I used to be a pretty good singer.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, if you have a band, you're more than welcome to perform on one of your nights off.
I can't be family drama.
I get it.
You say you're too boring to have somebody special in your life?
No, I just mean like I like my life the way that it is. Why complicate it?
Doesn't have to be complicated.
Well, I mean, with someone else, you gotta run shit by them, and like you can't just pack up and leave if you want to go somewhere. And
What if the other person didn't want complicated either?
yeah. Takes another shot of tequila.
And pours her another one. What if the other person could guarantee no complications?
Still, I don't know. What are you trying to get at? Did you realize I'm your boss here, right?
I have no problem with a woman above me.
Okay. I think you have had enough to drink. We are going to cut you off, and I think you need to go home and sleep this off. It's probably been a rough night.
Yeah, this is probably for the best.
I would say so.
All right.
Are you gonna work a shift tomorrow night, or do you have?
Yeah, I need something I can just blank my mind on, and working does
Alright.
that for me.
Sure. That is okay by me.
All right. I'm sorry.
No. Hey.
Yeah, I know what it's like to work behind the bar. You probably hear shit like that all the time.
Trust me, you are not the first or the worst. So yeah.
I certainly hope not. I think I'm pretty good at what I do. But I digress, and I will finish my drink, pour her another one, put the bottles back, and as I'm walking out, I'll grab the a bag of trash and just walk it out back to the dumpster and throw it in there. Get back in my car and text F.
Okay. You do not get a response.
And I'll text Mark.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
And because I need to feed.
Yeah.
So I will go over there with a bottle of whiskey I keep in the car and get him drunk.
Mark lives alone.
Yeah, I will get him drunk on my brand of whiskey and then take a little sip and then head back to my haven and pass out for the night.
Okay.
Or for the day, I should say.
Yeah. Nor, Emma, Lilith, and Hannah.
Once Emma's got her access to her truck again, she's actually just going to excuse herself and head back to her own haven. Thanks for the trip out to the hospital, everybody. But I'm going to go hit the books again. So
It was educational.
You kind of cut out. We only heard educational.
Sorry, it was educational.
Yeah, it was, I guess, educational. I mean, I'll have to go back. I'll have to find out if you guys' ghost story is true or not.
Yes,
yeah.
it could be a very elaborate jest to pull your chain, in which Lexi drove off on us, and I need to order things from the rainforest.
You would be surprised. People are willing to go to great lengths just to screw with somebody. So,
no, I would have no idea about that.
Well, you all know how to contact me, I believe. So I will bid you adieu, as they say, I believe, since Canada French. I'm not. French is not my second. It's whatever. Emma's gonna get in her truck, and she's just gonna head on out.
Lilith, dear, I know you're rattling around in the house on your own. Are you okay on your own?
I've done it for this long. I'm fine. I'll probably just find another bedroom to sleep in out of the 6.
I mean, I can stay here for the night if you'd rather have some company in the house.
I mean, if you want to, Hannah, you can, but if it's not feasible for you, I don't want to burden you, so you're welcome to stay if you want.
I'll stay here and it'll help me arrange looking around at some of the mines and stuff, see if we can figure out anything about shadowy things.
Well, I was about to offer the same. If you want both of us to stay, I will, but otherwise I shall return to my haven. I have, like Emma, the researcher's life is never done, and most of my things are in my haven.
Yeah, you're free to go back to your haven to finish your research.
Oh, I know I'm free to go. I just want to know if you want me to.
It's fine either way. I have Hannah here, so I'll be okay.
How much time do we have before sunrise?
Sorry. Just enough time for you to get home.
Okay. Then I think I will actually just go home then. And as I'm driving home with Rafi, I am going to say to Rafi, I don't know why I offered. It's not like I could really stay feasibly. It would just get very awkward in the morning. But she looked so concerned about that closet. Anyway, someday my bleeding heart will get the better of me, but today is not that day, so allons-y. And she'll go home.
Lilith and Hannah, do you chat about anything before you check in?
I think we're good.
Alrighty, and I think that concludes our episode. Scene. Oh wait, keep recording. I'm tired. Before I hand it off to Spectra, I just wanted to quickly go through our XP count, as we have not done that on air recently, or at all, I think. So I just wanted to let our viewers know that every session I am giving each player 1 XP, but we also do a player vote XP. So first session, the player vote was for Coyote, I believe, Hannah. And then session 2, the vote went for both Hannah and Lexi. So, yeah, everybody is good that way. And then tonight, you all get another XP. And who do you want to vote for your player XP?
Shoot. So I am going to have to. It's kind of a faux coin flip between Nor and Lexi for me, but Lexi probably did the quote unquote most. So I would have to say Lexi.
Okay.
My personal thought was that Lilith really came out of her shell tonight, so I thought that would be a good way to vote for me.
Mm-hmm.
I think my vote would go for Nora tonight. Predominantly because that Amazon line killed me. It was so funny. I loved it.
Sorry. She's trying.
I would have to agree with Hannah and give it to Nor, because every time she would say that, the inside I was like, it's not a real rainforest. I was like,
Yeah, Nor.
Okay, so that is 3 for Nor.
I think y'all are just blinded by chaos. And well, thank you, everyone. I appreciate that. Is there anything else, Core?
For me, I have nothing to promote. No.
So I will say thank you, everyone, for joining us tonight for Sudbury by Night. Thank you very much to Unconscious Celestial for being our ST. As always, she's doing a great job, and we're very lucky to have her. I, of course, am the ST for the other show that runs on this channel, Deep Magic, which is a Changeling the Dreaming show. So if you like Changelings and Chaos and, the end of the world, you should come join us over there and watch that with us. I know that a lot of the group here is involved with McStabber Studios, so I'm going to let them promote what's going on with them in next minute here. And of course, as always, you can follow the show on Twitter at Arc of the Dragon, or you can catch up with our backlog of this show, of Deep Magic, or of any of our one-shots on our YouTube channel, which is also Archives of the Dragon. And very soon there will be another announcement of another show we're putting out. So I'm very excited to tell you all about that, but we're not quite ready yet. So, keep your eye out. And I think, it'll be in space, which is very topical right now. Anyways, if anyone else has anything else they'd like to promote, now's your moment. Kick it off.
I'm just gonna put my thing real fast. So the only thing I have to promote, other than Sudbury by Night, is that I have a podcast. It is available everywhere podcasts can be heard. It is called Chocolate Chips for Dinner, and it is actually spelled FOR, not the number 4. And it's just my friend and I, and we just review 2 things a piece, and then we kind of bullshit about it a little bit. It is insanity. And there's a lot of stuff that gets cut just from the fact that, like, we start rambling about Star Wars for 40 minutes and she's like, I have to cut this whole thing. So yeah.
Woo.
Hannah, you want to talk about
Oh, yeah. Over at McStabber Studios, starting June 2nd at 8 p.m. Eastern is a little mini series that we are doing of Monster Hearts 2. And it will be very, very exciting. Myself and Mickey Bear are going to be part of that over there. And it will be super exciting and high school drama. And oh boy, it's gonna be interesting.
I believe Junie's part of that as well.
Yes.
Yes. So Junie is part of our Changeling cast as well. So if you are fans of our Changeling cast, Junie will also be in that little limited run game.
Yeah, it's got a spectacular cast. I feel very, very lucky to be at the tables that I am at. As for me, June 6th is V-Day, the return of Windy City After Dark. That'll air at 5 p.m. Eastern, 4 Central. Currently on YouTube, the mid-season, between season memoriams are up on, just search McStabber Studios on YouTube. And this weekend at Sunday at 5 p.m. Eastern, 4 Central, we have, I believe those are the times. If not, check my Twitter feed and you will get accurate times. We have a sort of a storyteller panel. With different storytellers from different mediums, whether it be a table game or streaming or Discord. You're going to get a lot of different points of view and on how to craft stories, interact with your players, adjudicate rules, things like that. And hope to see you there. It should be highly informative and very entertaining, especially when the STs inevitably devolve into, well, that's not how I would do it. Actually, no, I'm just kidding. We're not going to do that.
I'm definitely going to be watching because amateur, hello. So I will be.
I mean, none of us are getting paid for this, so technically we're all amateurs.
That's not what I mean.
Anyways, if that's everything everyone has for this evening, I'd like to thank you all for joining us, and we'll see you next Saturday. Bye, guys.